All right, so we have some bad news when it comes to gender affirming care. A Tennessee court, a Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, let me just get to the article. In a 2-1 decision, the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals allowed Tennessee's ban on gender affirming care for minors to take effect Saturday. So that's great. Nearly a week after a federal district judge temporarily blocked the law. This decision marks the first time a federal court has allowed a ban on gender-affirming care to take effect after it was blocked by lower courts. Curious what's different about this one, or if it's just because it's a different court. The Sixth Circuit sided with Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti, who appealed to the court hours after the preliminary injunction was granted. The court cites Dobbs v. Jackson 9 times in its decision, arguing that the law likely does not discriminate on the basis of sex because the regulation of a medical procedure that only one sex can undergo does not trigger heightened constitutional scrutiny. I have no idea what I just read. The opinion also posits that the plaintiffs have not demonstrated that gender-affirming care is deeply rooted in our history and traditions. Okay, so whenever a new procedure comes up, like, cosmetic surgery in general, so because that's not deeply rooted in our history and traditions, that somehow makes it bad. You know what is deeply rooted in our history and traditions? Slavery. No, most sane people are not saying that slavery is a good thing because tradition or something. In her dissenting opinion, Judge Helene White argues that the law likely does discriminate based on sex, since it allows hormone therapy for cisgender intersex kids, but not for transgender kids. White also points out that until today, every federal court addressing similar laws reached the same conclusion. And that's true. As I have stated many times before, nobody gave a damn about hormone therapy or puberty blockers until trans kids were the ones involved. I'm sorry. If you need puberty blockers, you need puberty blockers. What the hell does it matter why you need it? I just do not see the point why trans kids are being targeted for this. They need this treatment. That's just like anybody else would need that treatment. They need the treatment. I do not understand why people are going apeshit over this. I feel hurt. I feel like they don't see me as human. Because they don't, says plaintiff L.W. As a 15-year-old transgender girl, she's worried about access to hormone therapy. Without gender-affirming care, I wasn't really able to be myself because I physically wasn't myself, and it's very scary going through that. Exactly. I mean, puberty sucks even if it's the puberty you want to have. Now, add to it something you don't want to go through for whatever reason. Yeah, that's gotta suck. So much worse. Gender-affirming treatments like puberty blockers and hormone therapy have been championed by doctors, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, American Medical Association, American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, and American Counseling Association, among others. But, obviously lawyers know way more about medicine than any of those medical establishments. Yeah, that makes sense. That many members of the medical community support the plaintiffs is surely relevant, the Sixth Circuit opinion says, but is not dispositive For the same reason, we would not defer to a consensus among economists about the proper incentives for interpreting the impairment of contracts or taking clauses of the U.S. Constitution. I have absolutely no idea what that said. In a statement, A.G. Skermetti calls the decision a big win, but says the case is far from over. The Sixth Circuit Court stay is temporary. The court has until September 30th to reach a final decision on whether the law will stay in effect until while the lawsuit continues. All I can understand for that attempt at an analogy is that because because the economists can't interpret the Constitution when it comes to the economy, which I didn't realize the Constitution said fuck all about economic theory. So doctors can't practice medicine because the Constitution says something about practice of medicine? I still don't understand what the hell that idiot was supposedly saying. But anyway, at least there is a chance that it could still be overturned. But given the Supreme Court and the way they've been acting lately, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say they're gonna uphold this ban. But, other bans have been overturned, so maybe there's hope. Like I said, I don't know the specifics of this ban, except that the people who passed it are assholes, but I don't know what the law specifics are and how the Supreme Court could possibly manage to finagle this any worse than this Sixth Circuit Court already did in order to uphold the ban. So, yeah. Not the best of news, but, hopefully, when the full court hears it, they'll be like, what the hell is wrong with you? And overturn the ban, which I can only imagine will be appealed to the Supreme Court. And like I said, I honestly do not trust this court as far as I can throw them. So I do not know what the actual decision is going to be by the Supreme Court, even though I have an idea. But anyway, with that, I will see you in the next video.